about what is happening right now in terms of colleges in the U.S., I wanted to talk about just sort of how we think about colleges in general. So specifically starting with thinking about when you were younger, how your families and like communities talked about college. Like, was it something that was optional? Was it necessary? Was it, expected? Sort of, how was that discussed before you got to college?
I can start this out.
Yeah.
College was something that I always viewed as like the high point, the pinnacle, and like the golden age of everybody's lives. My parents led Christian campus ministry at USC in the 90s, and they met in college. My mom's first gen, and just being able to grow up in the household of like, okay, college is a time where you figure out who you are, you figure out, what you're going to do for the world around you and all this kind of stuff. My elementary school actually was super pro college and like just college oriented for the 6 and 7 year olds. So we had college day every year where all of the and our school was like not like PS 33 shout out like very underfunded, not doing great, but our principal was really heavy on like we want to send these kids to college. So we would have these days where our teachers would create poster boards for the college that they went to and talk about, hey, this is where I went. You could go to this college. And I had a teacher, my third grade teacher, Ms. Zimmerman, who went to Princeton. And we took a day trip to Princeton. And we went, oh, that's New Jersey. We're like, I've never been to New Jersey before. And I feel like it opened my eyes to like this dreamland of sorts that I thought as a 7, 8-year-old of, okay, this is what my life could be like if I make it past high school.
I had a very different experience because my mom is from Spain, so she went to college in Spain, and it's not like the typical American my dad was American, didn't go to college, and so I didn't talk about college at all until I started applying to colleges. I only knew when I was 8 or 9, I used to say I'm going to go to Harvard because that was the only university I knew. Clearly, I'm not at Harvard. I'm at Fordham. Yay. But yeah, I think it's definitely I think what you said, it has this reputation in the U.S. as this really pivotal moment in your life, and depending on what kind of environment you grow up in, it's expected for you to go. It's expected, it's an expected part of your life, and it's viewed just this rite of passage, I guess. But it's strange going into it and not really knowing about that until you just start getting into it. And so I think I went from not really knowing at all about college to being in a high school that was a preparatory Catholic school, and so there was a lot of emphasis all of a sudden on college and where you're going to go and what does that mean and what are you going to major in. Which it is true, college is this very important part of life, and when you're raised thinking that's going to be an expectation that you go, it shapes a lot of the way that you think about yourself, especially in terms of how college functions in the U.S. and the reputations of different colleges and stuff like that. So it's not only going to college, but I'd argue leading up to college, if you're expecting to go, it definitely has an impact on your identity already.